That feeling in the pit of your stomach, that inner fire that pushes you to outdo yourself, to take risks, to shine. It's what brought you here. Lead on.
Joli mélange, mais qu'on t'en fait différence. Comment dire les mondes entiers, je te sonne rassemblés, l'ONTZ, la clé, l'océan. Au compte en code, mon finet, la peine pour discuter, mais un ban trick, un ban chic, et là pour changer.
Conférence-là, c'est le deuxième qui nous peut organiser de sa sorte-là. 2015, nous s'organise premier. Et c'est une conférence qui est importante dans un moment que la planète, et Maurice aussi, comme un État insulaire, peut faire face à beaucoup de difficultés concernant la crise climatique et qui est au fait symptôme d'une crise qui est beaucoup plus profonde. C'est une crise systémique. Donc c'est un système qui nous était là, qui peut produire cette crise-là. Et sa conférence-là, elle vise à réunir ensemble plusieurs délégués depuis l'Afrique et que les autres parties du monde pour discuter la question écologique. Donc ce qui nous fait envie, nous, à travers cette conférence-là, c'est comment nous sommes capables de réfléchir pour qu'ensemble, nous sommes capables de proposer une alternative à ce système dans lequel nous étions aujourd'hui là et que ce système qui peut viser à surexploitation de nos patrimoines naturels.
I was invited to this conference to come and speak about the necessity for systemic change. So looking at the economic factors that are driving climate change, facilitating environmental degradation, deepening global inequalities. And in doing that, I'll be talking about climate change in particular. I'll be looking at the tragedy of the commodity, looking at the forces that are causing overfishing, the shift to aquaculture as the perceived blue revolution, but the problems with that, how it continues to maintain these systems of environmental degradation and lead to further inequality among fishers. It's an exciting moment to come here and learn about all the activities and organizing that people are doing in Mauritius as far as addressing the ocean grabs, the beach grabbing, to try to protect these natural zones and trying to maintain small-scale fishing to help that maintainment of employment for the general public. So the public is participating in making these informed decisions about the state of their lives and the future. In this, I'm learning so much from all the different activities taking place within this nation that actually need to be, or that serve as an inspiration for people around the world.
I'm an environmental lawyer from South Africa, but I'm also a member of a global movement for the rights of nature. And what this is about recognizing the fact that if we are to have a future on this planet, we need to live as good members of the community of life. In other words, most of our laws have been designed to ensure that people live as good members of a human community only. But there are many other members of this community of life. We will not have life on Earth if we don't have water to drink, if we don't have food, if we don't have land, etc. So our well-being as people is wholly dependent on the well-being of the planet. And what the rights of nature is about is recognizing that everything that has come into being has the right to be, the right to exist and to play its part in the community of life. And that we need to protect the rights of the river to flow, of the forests to exist, etc., if we are to have water. And if we don't have water, for example, then the human rights to life, etc., are meaningless. So the rights of nature is about recognizing that we have to modify our legal systems and our political systems and our economic systems to recognize the reality that we live not just in a community of human beings, but in a much wider Earth community, and that if we don't protect the rights of all of that community, we will suffer and eventually go extinct. So, of course, the idea of rights is to create corresponding duties to respect those rights. So it's not that we need a tree to assert its rights. We need to recognize that if the trees have the right to exist, we as human beings have a corresponding duty to respect those rights. But this is a very important development which is sweeping the world, and I think that the recognition that nature has rights is an extension of struggles that have been going on for generations to recognize rights for women, of indigenous people, of children, etc. So the rights of nature is a development which can be compared with the invention of the concept of human rights. It is an idea which is going to fundamentally change human society in the future.
We are working in several issues for the environmental and social justice in our country. We are working with the extractive industries and monitoring their impacts with local communities and supporting local communities defending their rights when it comes to extractives. We are also working in conservation and climate change issues. In conservation, our priorities are land use, land tenure for communities, and also forest conservation. We are working in climate change in terms of the false solutions. We're trying to sensitize that the false solutions are exactly false solutions and will not help to solve the problem. And we really need to compromise in measures to stop to decrease emissions and to stop emissions at 1.5 to make sure that temperature doesn't go above 1.5 degrees. We work a lot with local communities, and we hope to learn also from experiences here from several guests that are part of this conference. Although Mozambique is a very large country and we have very large, vast land for agriculture is becoming scarce due to land grabs, due to the industries that are coming in. So we need to be sure that the decisions we are taking today, how they will affect local communities, how they will affect food sovereignty. We need to make sure we have land for food production, we have land for conservation, and we ensure people's rights in the first place before investments and money.
À nous protéger de la terre.